Hi everyone, welcome back or welcome to my channel. My name's Lizzie and I'm here today to show you one of the latest tops I finished making. It's one of the things that I spoke about making in my most recent fabric haul and sewing plans video, so I'll put that up in one of the top corners if you haven't seen it yet. But yeah, I've made a cocoa ruffle pattern hack. So without further ado, I may as well show you. I'm already wearing it. So it's this off-the-shoulder top, or slightly off-the-shoulder top. It's made with jersey. The jersey is this lovely kind of peacock blue colour. I bought it from the Village Haberdashery in West Hampstead. And I'll stand up and show you that it's kind of a cropped length, but then it's got this lovely ruffle on it. And yeah, I'm really pleased with it. I'll put in some cutaways so you can see it kind of from all angles, but yeah, I'll do you a quick little twirl. Yeah, I'm really happy with it. Look at those lovely ruffles. So this was a very experimental pattern hack. I knew I wanted to try and achieve this kind of off-the-shoulder look. I wasn't too sure how I was going to achieve it because I didn't have a specific pattern for that. So I used my trusty friend, the Tilly and the Buttons Cocoa, to be the basis of this pattern hack. Because I know it's a pattern that you can just slip on over your head, you don't need any fastenings, and I know what size I need to cut out for it to fit me. So the basis was cocoa. Now I obviously needed to work out how I was going to get it to sit on my shoulders. So basically I traced off the cocoa pattern. I'm going to try and film some clips so I can kind of show you what I did here. But essentially I traced the cocoa pattern, and I so the cocoa pattern sits like this, just on your shoulder. So I kind of measured the distance between the edge of the cocoa pattern and this wider part of my shoulder to literally kind of just sketch with a pencil to move the strap around, and I literally measured on myself. I put on a cocoa that I'd already made and I kind of measured, okay, how much wider is it from the edge of the cocoa to the edge of my shoulder? And yeah, literally just sketched the shoulder over a bit. I also dropped the neckline a little bit because the cocoa is a very high neckline and I just thought it'd be more flattering to just show off a little bit of collarbone, and yeah, I'm really pleased with the effect. Being jersey, I was able to kind of be a bit risk-taking, and as I said, it was a bit experimental. I didn't do any kind of proper research on how to kind of fit it to my shoulders here, but my kind of slightly rough and ready measurements paid off, and this is exactly what I was hoping for. I didn't want it to be off the shoulder because I didn't want to have to fuss about putting elastic in or anything to hold it up, but it just sits high enough on my shoulders that my shoulders still like hold the top up, but it's got that nice shape here. So that was the first challenge, to achieve the off the shoulder shape. The second challenge was the ruffles. Now you might have seen one of my recent videos which was another ruffle cocoa hack, but it was with mustard Ponte Roma fabric, and with that ruffle hack, or whatever you want to call it, I used gathered ruffles, but this time I thought this fabric is a lot more lightweight and I wanted to try using like circular ruffles, is how I call it. So with gathered ruffles, you obviously cut out like a big long rectangle and just gather it all up at the top on some stitches. I ended up playing with donuts. Now I used a video I'm not gonna like try and make this into I'm not gonna try and make this into a tutorial because I'm learning. I'm not an expert, so you're not necessarily going to learn the best things from me. So I will just be completely honest and just tell you I worked out how to make these ruffles by watching one of Wendy's videos. She's done a ruffle top of some kind as well, so I'll link that video down below because she has some really clear like visual instructions of how she achieved her ruffles. But briefly, as you can see, I was being very experimental again and I wasn't being too mathematical or precise. I kind of just used some tracing paper to make some ruffles and just see how they worked out. So I made this thicker ruffle and realised it was like too thick, and also because the circle was big, a big circle, the ruffles are quite far apart, so I wanted some smaller, tighter ruffles. So that's when I moved on from donut number 1 to donut number 2, which is this nice mini donut. So again, watch Wendy's video, but essentially if you want to make a circular ruffle, you start off with a piece of fabric that's like whole, so just pretend this is like a whole piece of fabric. You fold it in half once, this way, and then you fold it in half the other way so that you've got like a square of fabric essentially, and this would be a point where all the fabric meets. And then you just need to work out how big you want your ruffle to be. So you basically cut here, and then you end up with a donut like this. You open it out, and it will be a full circle, but you need to actually cut the circle like that so that you can open it out into a nice ruffle. What would be a ruffle if this tracing paper wasn't so stiff. So yeah, if it's helpful, if you want to know, the size like that I used to get these ruffles was, let me check with my trusty bullet journal where I write all these things down once I've decided. So essentially the length here of the ruffle is 12 centimetres, and then the distance between this short bit of donut and the corner is 5 centimetres. So in fact, it's a very scruffy sketch, but why don't I show you my sketch just so you can see what I mean. So if you can see there, you've got 5 centimetres between the corner and the short bit of the donut, and then the actual length of the donut slash ruffle is 12 centimetres. That may not have made much sense, but as I said, if it didn't make any sense, go and watch Wendy's video because her explanation definitely does make sense. So yeah, once I'd cut this out, I was really happy with the shape of my ruffle and the amount that it flowed, so then I just needed to sew it on. And actually, some of you might be horrified by this because a few of you commented on it in my mustard ruffle top video, but I've left the ruffle unfinished. I haven't hemmed it, I've left it with raw edges, and that's because jersey fabric doesn't fray. And I actually just really like that kind of loose, flowy effect of not having a hem, because having a hem might make it a bit more bulky. I have worn it once and washed it once, and so far so good. But obviously if it does start to really curl under, or if it starts to look scruffy, or if it does start to kind of, yeah, look a bit rough and ready around the edges, then I may decide to hem it. So yeah, that's it really. It was overall very simple. Like once I'd done my experimenting to work out how I was going to make it work, it was really quick and easy to sew up. And yeah, I just love using the cocoa as a basis for hacks because it's just so simple and easy. I'm definitely going to get a lot of wear out of this top. It's just so easy to throw on with jeans. I could also dress it up a bit more and wear it with like a nice skirt or something. Really, really happy. And also it's fine for layering. So with good weather, I can wear it on its own and have my arms out, but I'm always cold, so I can also just throw like a blazer or a cardigan or a jacket or something over it and it will be fine too. Please do let me know what you think in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you, and it'd be great to know if any of you have ever tried anything similar. It would also be great to know if any of you actually know any good patterns for like off-the-shoulder tops, because as much as I love the kind of creativity in doing a hack, it's also really good just to use proper patterns every now and again too. I find that that's how I'm learning proper techniques, from using patterns rather than just making it up as I go along. So I'm trying to kind of do a mixture of doing my own more creative thing and following patterns as well. So yeah, thanks ever so much for watching. Give it a thumbs up if you like this video, subscribe if you want to see more, and I'll see you next time. Bye!